Well, that didn't take long. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation. This is your fan, anything and everything animation. Welcome back to Fans on February 2. And we're getting close to the end of it now because we only have, after this one, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. We only have 5 more reviews after this one. So, we are almost done with Danny Phantom Season 2, which is honestly pretty crazy because it feels like I literally just started it not too long ago. But, yeah. This is getting closer to the end, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching all these reviews. It means a lot to me. And I've had a lot of fun revisiting my favorite Nicktoon all these years later. So, honestly, I couldn't think of a better show to celebrate my birthday month with than this. Well, until I have to think of a new one after next year. But with all that said, let's dive into Beauty Marked. You guys know how it works by now. We go over the synopsis, then some trivia, a little bit of continuity if there is any, and then I give you my overall thoughts on the episode, as well as just sprinkle a few little comments here and there if something pops up in my head. So, without further ado or delay, let's dive in. And this is definitely a much longer synopsis than the last episode we reviewed, so, yep, strap yourselves in. This is going to be a decently long video. A school assembly takes place where a beautiful woman named Dora Mattingly, sporting a light blue dress and an oversized ring, hosts the Miss Teenage Happy Princess beauty pageant, which disgusts Sam. Dora needs to pick out an average boy to judge the pageant. Elsewhere, Danny busies himself with a battle with a medieval axe ghost executioner called Ghostacutioner. Puns. He ties Danny by the legs from his rope and drags him on stage, where Danny quickly turns human. Dora immediately spots him and makes him the judge for the pageant, all while a dark prince watches from his crystal ball. As a result of his new status as pageant judge, all the girls in Casper High suck up to Danny, giving him cookies, doing his homework, etc., something Dash is not too pleased with, but Tucker is, seeing as how he can date any girl he desires now that he is the judge's best friend. Like, it's subtle little commentary about how girls try to impress the judges by acting dumb, and the guys act even dumber by being, well, selfish. And it doesn't feel like it's a hammered-in message, like it doesn't feel forced, I'll put it that way. It doesn't feel forced, and I think it's actually done really well in this episode. In my personal opinion. I know some people feel differently, but that's okay. While checking Tucker's PDA list of pageant entries, Danny and Tucker are surprised to spot Sam listed as a candidate, something the entire student body is also in total shock of, while Danny and Tucker laugh. Sam, however, explains she merely joined to make a statement of disgust towards it. I mean, it makes sense. It fits her character. I'm fine with it. Later, Sam and the other girls are getting trained and ready for the pageant while Danny fights the headsman ghost once more. Sam's skills as an elegant girl don't bode well for Dora, as the former eventually accidentally steps on the latter's foot and causes her to temporarily display a fit of anger, showcasing a quick dose of a lizard-like tongue and red eyes, aka exposing to the audience that she is in fact a ghost. Sam notices this and speaks to Danny about it, but he's unfortunately too into the pageant judge position to seemingly care, letting her know he will deal with it after his popularity ends. His ghost sense then appears, and a medieval archer ghost appears. Danny does battle with him until he's flown back, the archer ghost flying off. Danny, now human, decides something needs to be done as soon as the pageant's over. Again, showing how he's being selfish in this episode and wanting to make the most out of the little bit of fame that he's getting before it obviously fades away and he goes back to being a loser. Which is accurate to most teenagers when they get a little burst of fame. So, very, very cool little commentary. Meanwhile, Dora, now revealed as Dora the Dragon Ghost Girl, sees all this from her giant ring, which protects her from Danny by concealing her status, preventing his ghost sense from alerting him to her and exposing her identity, using the headsman and archer ghosts as a further distraction. However, her brother, the Dark Prince, is rather angry with her due to that one mishap where she almost revealed her true identity when her foot was stepped on. Dora begs for his forgiveness, well, Sam watches all this from afar, pretty much figuring out the whole plan. Except for one aspect. The night of the pageant arrives where Sam tries to tell Danny about Dora's true nature. However, he is interrupted when both the Axe and Archer ghosts come down to further distract him. Sam tries to make her escape, but Dora pushes her on stage, her anger causing her to revert to her dragon ghost self for a short moment. In other words, to intimidate Sam and get her to do what she wants. Danny, meanwhile, manages to escape from the two ghosts, who fly off when the clock strikes 8, and heads over to judge the pageant. After a number of contestants, Sam arrives and uses her talent of goth haiku to warn Danny that Dora is a ghost. After getting that note, Lancer asks if Danny has chosen a winner. And one sec, I got a comment about this a little bit. There is a beginning part of this pageant where Mr. Lancer sings. And I died laughing seeing this part again. Like, I forgot it was even in the episode, honestly. But I saw it and it made me laugh. Not to mention the medieval wear that he was in. Like, it was so funny. Like, I don't know how Ron Perlman got this role, but I'm so glad that he did, and he does an amazing job in this role. Not listening to what he said and only concerned for Sam, Danny cries out her name, inadvertently declaring her the winner. Dora placed a tiara on Sam's head, sending both girls into the ghost zone, where Dora's brother announces he has chosen a bride, Sam. Yeah, this was all a ploy just to get the princess, so that he can become king. Now a prisoner, Sam is being prepped for Dora's brother, now revealed as Prince Aragon. And no, it's not ERA, it's ARA. As much as she tries to escape the castle, she cannot, as the irremovable tiara traps her there, and she cries out to Dora on her brother's mistreatment of women. Dora sadly explains that is how things work in his lair, where time has stopped to that of the Dark Ages, which explains why everything is so medieval in this episode. She also reveals his desire to possess what no other ghost has, a human wife, so it is why Dora chose Danny, a half-ghost, to pick out a suitable bride for her brother. After Dora leaves, Sam decides to take matters into her own hands to get herself out with a variant of a poison pill scheme, aka she uses ink to modify her dress. Meanwhile, all the girls from the pageant angrily storm towards the boys' restroom to try and, attack Danny. Dash and the team of bullies enter the restroom soundly to beat him up, but he's nowhere to be seen. Danny and Tucker manage to escape, riding the Spectre Speeder inside the Ghost Zone, where they manage to detect Sam from the machine. Heading inside Aragon's lair, the Spectre Speeder completely dies on them due to technology not working in the Dark Ages time period there. Back inside the castle, Aragon asks for his bride to come to, which Sam does, dressed like a goth princess and acting in a sloppy manner, to the cheers of the other ghosts around her, and to Aragon's displeasure. Meanwhile, Danny and Tucker do battle with the headsman Archer Ghost again. And Tucker gets a cool, bard's outfit. It's really cool. And if you're a fan of medieval stuff, this episode will definitely be right up your alley. Without technology, Tucker relies instead on chucking his PDA towards said ghost, while Danny handles things the usual way. Fisticuffs. By the time Sam is finished roughhousing around and looking bad in the eyes of her future husband, Aragon has already blamed his sister and sends the guards to surround Sam. He goes to remove her tiara as she is unfit to wed, but then she is dragged away by Danny and Tucker, dressed as a knight and archer, who have come to rescue her, to which Sam cries she was doing fine till they came. Aragon, angrily, takes his bride back, to which Dora nervously asks why he wants her back. Aragon slowly turns into his dragon form as he insults his sister further by brutally reminding her she is never to think. Yeah, Aragon's one of those type of a-holes. If you've watched Hazbin Hotel, this reference is going to make sense to you. Aragon is the Adam of the show. I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to get demonetized. Danny attacks Aragon while Tucker plugs his nose by throwing PDA like arrows from a bow. Aragorn manages to fly out of the castle, however, shoots out the PDAs, and then sets the entire forest on fire. As Dany fights the chauvinistic Aragorn, Sam tries to convince Dora to stop getting pushed around, Dora countering that is not how princesses act. Sam, however, lets her know that they possess the same level of power, and with that added confidence, Dora removes the tiara from Sam and gives in to her anger at her brother, changing into her dragon form. Dany and Aragorn are evenly matched until Aragorn smashes Dany to the ground, causing him to get knocked unconscious. Luckily, Dany wakes up and is saved when Dora, with Sam riding on top of her, comes over and commences to attack Aragorn, taking her anger out on him for his mistreatment for the past 1,600 years. Hey, note to Disney and other people trying to do this. This is how you do female empowerment correctly. Instead of making men to look like idiots, well, you do it in a way that just shows that they're selfish and that women have just as much power as men, instead of the women being extremely overpowering over men. If you get what I'm saying. Point is, this is how you do female empowerment correctly. Dany takes his time to remove the pendant that turns Aragorn into a dragon as well, and apologizes to Sam for acting the way that Aragorn did when it came to women. Now a normal ghost, Aragorn faces the presence of his sister who manages to put the flames out, as well as move the clouds, so time moves forward instead of being stuck in the Dark Ages. And with that, Dany flies Tucker and Sam home. Back at the pageant, all the girls surround Dany, angry over him picking Sam. However, he states that he is not officially declared the winner yet. All the girls then wait for the results, but Dany still ends up picking Sam anyway. Sam is a bit shocked, but then claims the pageant's stupid. She leaves with Dany to go to the Nasty Burger, leaving Tucker alone to fend off the teenage girls. Yeah, funny ending. This is a great episode. Like, a legitimately great episode. Like, it shows more development between Dany and Sam's friendship / spoiler alert, relationship. It shows Dany in a light that we haven't seen him in a while, and shows that, well, he can be selfish. And I really liked the actual ghosts in the episode. Like, Dora's a cool character. Like I said, Aragorn's the Adam of the show, but not to that degree. And the fights are still cool. I love all the medieval designs, and of course there's still some pretty funny lines here and there. I mean, this is Danny Phantom after all. You're gonna get more than a few laughs. So, yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on Beauty Marked. I don't really have many negatives with this episode, aside from the fact that I wish we spent a little bit more time in the medieval castle world. Just a little bit more time. Alright. Now, for series continuity. Sam makes Paulina's eye makeup look similar to Ember's makeup. It doesn't really make sense that Paulina got upset with Sam considering she'd fallen under Ember's spell before in fanning the flames. Paulina's pageant dress is the same one she wore to the dance in Parental Bonding. However, instead of wearing the amulet of Aragorn that Dany gave her, she wears a nondescript gold necklace. In the next episode, King Tuck. Star and Paulina again chase Tucker away during the ending. Coincidentally, both episodes focus on a friend of Dany's becoming royalty. Sam is a princess, Tucker is a pharaoh. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Now for some trivia. For the first time in the show, Tara Strong, the actress who voiced Spectra and Ember, is now the voice of Star. And we learned that Sam Manson has her fake vampire fangs that she wears when she smiles for Dora during the pageant training scenes. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. I think the only other thing to note is the voice acting. And I apologize for not bringing this part up more in the past reviews, but it's more because I want to save them as like a big thank you to everyone at the very end for Kindred Spirits. So that's the one I'm going to give praise to the entire voice cast. But for here, I'm just going to talk about the ones specific to this episode. Such as D. Bradley Baker as Prince Aragorn. Yes, that D. Bradley Baker, the guy from SpongeBob. He does a great job here. Like I already said, Tara Strong is the voice of Star. And apparently Dora also has a new voice this time, with Suzanne Blakesley instead of Great Elise Griffith. And they all do a great job in this episode. Really all I can really say. And that's my thoughts on Beauty Marked. This is a great episode. It does have more than a bit of relevance to the actual main overall story. And while it does technically still have some filler in there, well, I can enjoy it well enough. Not to mention, like I said, it is a part of the developing friendship/relationship of Sam and Danny. And you can see that in this episode. It's really, really cool. And I love the medieval theme. I love what it did with the actual plot. I love its commentary. I just love this episode, man. Like, it did so many really good things. And the fact that its messages are somehow still relevant 20 years later, that's really saying something. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Final verdict for this episode's another high 9 out of 10. It's a great episode. I highly, highly recommend it. But unfortunately, next time we're not going to be so kind, because next time we're looking at not only the worst episode of Season 2 of Danny Phantom, we're looking at what's debatably the worst episode in all of Danny Phantom. Yeah, I have been dreading this one, but I know I had to do it eventually, so might as well get it out of the way now. But just be aware that tomorrow's review is gonna be a rant, because I flat out hate the next episode on the list. It is widely regarded as one of the worst, if not the worst, of the entire series, and I have been waiting to rip this episode apart for years. So, I'll see you guys next time when we dive into King Tuck. And oh boy, I have a lot to say about it. But until then, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want episodes more like this almost every single day. And until next time, I'm Jet Small Mission Station. Have a great day. Enjoy the Super Bowl. And I'll see you next time. I'm going go!